Hey, this is Mike with AskTractorMike.com. I'm going to do a little different video today, and I hope you'll forgive me. I normally do tractor tips, but occasionally I like to go off the beaten path and do something a little different. And I passed two milestones this week that are real important to me, and I wanted to say a sincere thank you to each and every one of you who helped me make those marks. And those marks are 10,000 subscribers and 2.5 million views. And the 10,000 subscriber deal is a big deal. It's a big deal to Google, who owns YouTube. And passing that was a milestone I set for myself a long time ago, and I passed it this past week. So I just wanted to say a sincere thank you. Three things I want to do today. First off, I had a request from a viewer that would like to know what gear I use. And if you're considering starting a YouTube channel, I'd love to help you. It's one of the most gratifying things you can do. I'm going to show you what camera and all the other stuff I do to make this happen. Second thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you my 5 favorite mic videos of all time. And they're a little off the wall, and you may not know they're out there, and you may never watch them. And the third thing I'm going to do today is thank some people that have really helped me get this channel off the ground and get it going. I am not a solo act. I'm not doing this all on my own. I have a group of loosely knit advisors that never get paid a dime that have been gracious to help me start this channel, and I want to recognize them today because you may be seeing more of them in the future. Well, let's start with the gear. When I started out the early videos with an analog recorder, and you can really tell those are really grainy recordings. I moved up shortly after I started to a digital camera, and it was just like the normal family digital camera you'd buy to record your kids' birthday parties with. And then about a year ago, I upgraded. This current video camera I use is a Canon XA10. And it's kind of an intermediate. It's not a professional grade really, but it's almost a professional grade. And I really like the quality of the pictures. The sound took a little bit of getting used to. I'm recording right now on this microphone. If you record with a microphone, it only goes in one channel. There's probably a way of getting it to go in both channels. I haven't figured it out. But I have a little problem when I'm doing interviews, especially outside. I hold the mic really close to my mouth. I talk really loud. And I've noticed when I'm editing, people that I interview generally don't talk as loud as I do, and I don't put the mic as close to their face. So I'm really loud, and they're really quiet. You can download a program called Stream Clip that equalizes the sound. It'll put it in both channels, and then there's a place you can go to check where you can have it equalize the sound. It really gives you a good quality sound. So that's the secret to my sound. Now, if I'm recording and there's no wind and I'm close to the camera, I don't use a mic at all just because I'm kind of lazy, and then I get sound in both channels. I started out with my daughter, Jessa, who's kind of a camera enthusiast, running the camera, and she was a teenager, and she really didn't want to do it. And my first videos, my head is chopped off or I'm not framed right. And so then I just went out and bought a tripod. And it's a Vanguard brand tripod that I use. And so I have the Canon XA10 camera. I bought this microphone, came in a 3-pack for $39. It's a Behringer. I play music, play guitar in a little elderly boy band, and I bought these for our band. And I own a Shure, an SM58. That's a really high quality mic. I've gone deaf enough in my old age, I can't really tell the difference between it and these $13 microphones. So just and get a blast filter to go on it if you're outside recording in the wind, and then the tripod, and you're good to go. I use an iMac computer to edit. It's got a terabyte of memory, and I've about filled it up. I'm having to delete some of my older videos as time goes on. Make sure you get a good backup to back up your stuff. I found that out this past summer when the old iMac caught on fire, had smoke coming out of it, and they were able to save my old videos, but I had to buy a new one last summer. And so that's the equipment I use. I use a program to edit with called iMovie, which comes standard on your Mac. There's a book called something like iMovie, the manual that should have come in the box. Get that. One thing I did, the smartest thing I ever did, I went to a local ad agency to do me a logo when I started, and that orange banner that you see on all my videos, they did that. If you're going to record videos, make sure you have a logo, and get something that shows your video in a group of videos where people can tell which ones are yours. That's the best advice I can give you there. I'm trying to get a little better at framing pictures. When I'm going into the editing process, I always look and see what's in the background. I really never notice when I'm filming. And a lot of times you really can't tell because these viewfinders you can't see in broad daylight. So you get in to do editing and there's a pile of rags or a pile of manure or a bunch of old tools in the background and you're just like, ah, man. So I'm trying to get better at that. I always try to have the sun at the back of the camera. Of course, a lot of times I'm wearing sunglasses and my wife says, you, the viewer, can't trust me if you can't see my eyes. So I'm trying to let you see my eyes and not wear sunglasses. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I want to give you a couple of YouTubers that know what they're talking about to assist you in getting going. The number one guy I watch is a guy named Tim Schmoyer at Video Creators. His information is just gold. I've followed everything he's asked me to do, and it's almost without exception has worked. And there's another guy I watch a lot, and his name's Daryl Eves. These guys are both really, really good at helping you grow a YouTube channel. If you're thinking about doing it, if you have a hobby, even if there's other people out doing it, just do it. It's a tremendously gratifying experience to help others out, and it's a way of giving back. On this occasion, I'd like to tell you my top 5 favorite videos of all time, and you may miss these because they're not talking about specific topics. They kind of show off my random sense of humor. Some people get it. I think most people I just annoy. But here's the top 5. The 2 Cooking with Mike segments, where I'm known in our family as the guy that never wastes food. And I think that comes across in the video. I hate throwing away food. And I'll put a link to these in the description below. So there's Cooking with Mike 1 and Cooking with Mike 2, which are kind of a parody of the cooking shows my family loves to watch, and I don't understand. There's a video that shows me cleaning a house, and it was the cleanest that house had ever been. There's a video where I tell you what to ask for when you go into a dealership to buy a tractor, and that was kind of fun. And that's one of the early grainy ones shot with analog. And then there's Beth's burning bush hog bereavement or something like that. That was shot last summer. I had a great deal of fun with those guys shooting that video. So those are my top 5 favorite videos of all time if you'd like to watch them. On this occasion, there's a few people I'd like to sincerely thank that have helped me build this channel. The main guy that I go to when I don't know the answer to a question is Steve. And Steve was my service manager at S&H in Rogersville. He's kind of semi-retired now. He still works doing warranty projects at the dealership. He's the number one guy. He's really, really smart. His information is really good. And if you ask me a technical question, most of the time he answers it for me. The other guy is Hoot. I got Hoot in a video here a while back showing how to rebuild a hydraulic cylinder. That man is a walking encyclopedia. He knows, I would say, more about Ford tractors than any other human being on the planet, and knows a lot about a lot of brands of tractors, and just an amazing expert technician. If you have a Mahindra, Massey Ferguson, or Alice question, we go to Ron. And Ron and his dad co-own Marshfield Machinery in Marshfield, Missouri. And he's been really good to answer questions. And finally, if you have a late model deer, I go to Steve. And Steve works at Larson Farm and Lawn in Nixon, Missouri, and he's been a wealth of information on late model deers. I'd like to thank these guys. They've helped me out. I've never compensated them. They've been gracious to give of their time to help me, help you. And I just want to say a sincere thank you to them. As I go forward in this channel, I want to do live streaming. I've got to get my slow country internet speed thing worked out, and I've got to get software worked out. And when I start live streaming, I'm going to drag these guys in front of the camera, and you're going to get to meet the guys that really help me do what I do. They're really, really smart guys, and they can answer a lot of your questions. I also, lastly, want to thank my family. My wife, Carmen, my daughters, Bailey and Jessa, who are twins. Bailey's in Washington, D.C., and Jessa is at the University of Arkansas finishing up. And my youngest daughter, Reagan, who is a sophomore in high school, and I think she still lives here. We never see her. But the family has been really supportive in all this. We get along great as a family. I'm really blessed to have a family that supports my efforts. Once in a while I get them on the channel, but most of the time they don't want to be in front of the camera. But they're awful good folks to support me. So Hey, I want to sincerely thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. There's a bell icon that you can click on and click a box and it'll notify you when new videos are posted. Please do that. I've got a Facebook page. If you could like that, that'd be awesome, because sometimes I communicate stuff to my Facebook crowd that I can't communicate through video to the YouTube audience. So like my Facebook page, and there's a link in the description below. And hey, if you got questions or comments, put them below. We'll try to answer them. Thank you for watching, and thank you for getting me to 10,000 subscribers and 2.5 million views. I look forward to the future on this channel.